Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos 12 to 24 hours early. All right. So first things first, if you like the outro song in my videos, it is now available for streaming on Pandora, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Tidal. It should be available soon on YouTube Music, but ironically, that one is taking a little bit longer. You can search for Millimeters of Mercury, and the title of the song is Sierra Nevada. Enjoy. Thank you. So today, I feel like we just haven't been getting enough advice on how to work our businesses. Because we've been so focused on how to improve ourselves, by getting advice from Rachel Hollis and Dave Hollis and just people who are better than us. So I feel like what we need to do is we really need to focus in on working our business. So what we're going to do is we're going to consult with Boss Lee. And we're just gonna see what she has to offer us in the way of, a little lesson. All right, let's go.
Jessie Lee, you can call me Boss Lee. And this training today is going to be really important probably for a lot of you because I'm going to train you about having an alter ego. And this is going to help a lot of you build your... I forgot that I had lipstick on my hand. I just touched my forehead. This is going to help a lot of you... build your brand, of course, because so many of you I know are stuck in your head. You're stuck in your mind. You say, oh, I'm introverted. Oh, I'm shy. I'm all of these things. And quite frankly, I get that probably more than some of you realize, because if you meet me in person, I am very different than when you meet me on the internet. And that is because I have an alter ego, and her name is Boss Lee.
Wow, that was so much to take in so quickly. Okay. Well, maybe the reason that you're different on the internet than you are in real life is because when you're meeting someone in real life, you're actually meeting them. But on the internet, you're just talking. You're not actually meeting people. So, a lot of the things that would make someone feel a little bit more introverted are not really going to be there because, for example, right here, like, I have the chance to go back and change what I said, before I show it to anybody. So it's a little bit less, perhaps anxiety inducing. It perhaps has less of the things that would make meeting people exhausting for me, so I'm not sure that I'm sold on this yet, because that just was very sudden and out of nowhere. But let's hear. I don't know which one of them. Now I'm confused because I don't know which one of them we're speaking with right now. Let's hear Jessie Lee Ward and or Boss Lee out, whichever one of her it is.
So my name is Jessie Lee Ward. For those of you who don't know me, we're going to talk through this today because this is a really important training for a lot of you. If you're tuning in live, you can drop a 1 in the comments below. If you're catching some kind of replay, you can drop I miss you in the comments below, and we will...
Why are the choices 1 or I miss you? Shouldn't it be like 1 or 2 or I'm sick of you and I miss you? So desperate for leads. She wants a bunch of people to comment so that then she can, send a bunch of DMs to them and try to get a little sales clause into those people.
From there. So hello Instagram, hello TikTok, hello literally everybody. I'm very excited to be on here with you today. So this is something that shifted for me, and some of you know the Boss Lee story, some of you don't, but essentially I came up with the idea of...
Okay, get over yourself. The Boss Lee story. Really? The Boss Lee story? I feel like you shouldn't ever really be referring to that for yourself. It's fine if you're if I were like the Boss Lee story. That's different from if I were just like, you know, the Mac Attack story.
Boss Lee, if you're nasty. No, I came up with the idea of Boss Lee because of a CEO who actually, ironically, in the middle of a campaign about how we wore these shirts that said, I'm the boss, he actually said, well, nobody in here is the boss. I'm the boss. I run a $150 million a year company. Nobody else here does.
That CEO sucks. Like, wow, big fucking deal. Yeah, that's... we know what CEO means. Well, the MLM Huns don't know what CEO means. I would never want to work under someone who feels the need to throw that around, like when we clearly already know it.
And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, like, that's it. Then you know what? If you're going to stomp around here like that big boss man, then I'm going to stomp around here. And I stood up and I said, that's great. You can call me Boss Lee. And I walked out, and that's the day Boss Lee was born. But if you look really through...
Okay, do you realize that, like, if everybody is like that, then you would just have a whole room and then just everybody would leave, right? That's because not everybody can be a CEO. Furthermore, if you were the type of person who would be that put off by that and who would just like walk out and say that you're Boss Lee and tell everyone what they can call you, it kind of seems like then perhaps this persona existed a little bit before this event.
History, there's a lot of stuff, right? You can look at Michael Jordan, Air Jordan. You can look at Superman with Clark Kent. You can look at Kobe and Mamba Mentality. You can look at Beyonce and Sasha Fierce.
You are not Beyonce. Really? Really? So we just need to, you know, the things that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, R.I.P., Beyonce, and Superman need are the same as the things that I need. Yeah, I don't think so.
Basically, the idea of an alter ego is somebody that you turn on when you need to turn on, okay? It's almost that person where you're like, oh my gosh, like, what is that, you know, like, I don't even know what that is, right? And it's to help you basically have the freedom to do things bigger and better and bolder than maybe your original personality would. If that makes sense, you can drop a yes, okay?
It kind of sounds like you're just looking for an excuse to be a douchebag.
So maybe you're naturally extroverted. You can even go over the top with an alter ego, right? Maybe you're introverted like me and you utilize an alter ego to be extroverted. So I am very business extroverted. It's an attraction piece. Jessie Lee would not get on a live video in a bathtub like she did last night, okay?
Well, a lot of people shouldn't get on a live video in a bathtub, okay? Not you, not Gabby Hanna. We don't want to see it, okay? It's weird. It's weird and it makes you look unhinged. Furthermore, I guess I don't understand this specific portion about being extroverted and getting on a live. Like I just feel like putting yourself out there on the internet, it's just different. A lot of people who are very reserved in an in-person conversation are a lot less reserved because there's still some like protective barriers when they're interacting with people online that make them feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit less, I don't know, a little bit less withdrawn or something. And my next point is, if you are so introverted that, you know, getting on a live would make you uncomfortable, like all of this stuff, like it doesn't matter what platform it's on, you're probably in the wrong line of work then. You don't force it. You're going to spend too much of your life trying to force yourself to like be a natural at something that you never will be. And there are degrees to which you can mitigate it and get through it, you know, on a occasional basis. But I certainly wouldn't advise pursuing a career in which the core tasks of that career are going to require you to act completely at odds with who you really are. Okay.
Jessie Lee would not do a lot of the things. Like I'm like shy and awkward in real life, okay? But when it's Boss Lee time, it's Boss Lee time. It's time to come out, okay? So for me, that's just what I do, right? That's just what I do. And it's step by step, right? It didn't just pop off one day as Boss Lee. It was like, you know what?
I thought you said that it was born on that one day when that CEO pissed you off or whatever. So the storyline's getting a little bit fuzzy here.
What I'm realizing is that there are tangible benefits to this Boss Lee character, okay? When I step into it, it's almost like I'm fearless. It's almost like I just don't care. It's almost like nothing really matters, if that makes sense, okay? By the way, we are still doing the share contest on Facebook, so the more times you share this video, big giveaway coming every single Saturday, so share all the places you want to share, okay?
I feel like it should be a really important sign when you have to do giveaways to get engagement or viewers. That's a pretty bad sign. It means things are not going great with your content.
Allowed me to expand my brand because it also allowed people to see a totally different, diverse side of who I am as a person, right? And it allowed me, with this correct alter ego, quite frankly, to connect my brand to much broader audiences. Because some people go, she's so funny. Well, I don't know if Jessie Lee is funny, but Boss Lee's freaking hilarious. Jessie Lee is...
Yeah, she's not, though, is the thing. I don't know if Jessie Lee is funny, but Boss Lee is not funny. So it might actually be that neither of you are funny. This is so stupid. You know you're the same person, right? Like, you know, if Boss Lee does something illegal, you know, which she might have, allegedly, they're still gonna hold you accountable for it, even if it was, you know, not you.
Or quiet. You're looking for the silly, fun friend. That's Boss Lee. You're looking for the coach who knows ba 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 ba. That's Boss Lee. Okay. So
okay, Boss Lee / Jessie Lee Ward, whichever one I'm speaking with right now. Why would anyone be looking for ba 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 ba? That sounds like something that I would want to avoid at all times.
So if you listen to my podcast, you get a lot of Boss Lee because Boss Lee is the business coach, okay? Boss Lee is bossy, okay? Boss Lee is in your face, you know, no fear. Hey, you want me to tell you the truth?
No, I can guarantee you that Boss Lee would not be in my face, at least not for long.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, okay? Jessie Lee snuggles with her god kids. Jessie Lee is super family oriented. Jessie Lee has unbelievable friendships where she slows down, drops the world to run to them.
Okay, you know that it's possible for people to have different facets of their personality, right? Like, the same person can behave in different ways in different situations depending on what's appropriate for the situation. Like, I might be a little bit more formal and a little bit more by the book when I'm at the warehouse than when I'm recording a YouTube video. So, but that doesn't make them different people. It's just those are two different situations that warrant two different types of behavioral responses. Like, it's not that complicated.
Boss Lee wouldn't do that, right? Boss Lee would be like, F all of this, okay? Like, we gotta make some money, shmoney, honey.
Well, she sounds like kind of an asshole.
Okay? It's just allowed me to feel almost like, yeah, cool. All right, so.
I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but I just can't with the eyelashes. Like, I feel like I can almost feel the breeze from them.
Remember one, I guess, determine why you want an alter ego. Do you need an alter ego? If you're
No.
in business, if you're in sports, if you're competing, I would say, yeah, you need an alter ego, okay? You need someone you can step into so then you can also turn it off, all right? This can be simple.
You don't have to switch people. There can be you in the competition and then you at home. Like it's like what? Like you think like every person has to act the same all the time?
Well, this can be like a play on your name like me. It could be a totally different personality. It could be maybe you dress up almost as a character. I don't know. I don't actually change how I physically look when I switch into Bossly, but the entire attitude changes. Some of you might wear wigs when you step into your personality. And I'll never forget this, because the reason I think that I got inspired to do something like this wasn't because of Beyonce. I was inspired because there was a girl, I don't know what she sells anymore, but she was selling makeup at the time. And I found her channel on YouTube, actually, and she was so funny. I don't even remember the personality. It had a name and everything. It was like a real human name. Let's call her Carla. That's not right. But she had this personality called...
What did you think it was going to be called? A non-human name? You think it was going to be called like Fido or Spot the Dog?
Carla or something like that. And Carla was crazy. She would take a makeup brush and be like, all right, let's put some color. Let's put some color on here. And she would do her makeup, and she was...
Oh, yeah. Because nobody ever does funny voices and little accents when they're applying makeup other than like most people who apply makeup. Because you're like, I feel like that's pretty natural, because you're like making your face into like weird shapes. You're like, oh, like stretching out the skin and everything. Like it's gonna kind of like inspire you to do like weird voices if you're talking while you're doing it. Like you're gonna probably do like some little accents or some little impressions or something, or some just goofy voices. You actually don't have to craft. Wow, Cleveland much? You don't have to craft a whole different personality just to do some funny voices.
So charismatic and wild. Well, I happened to meet this person in Las Vegas, and I will not forget when I met her. She was... I don't want to say she was mean, but she had no personality.
You think she recognized you?
Right? Like... none. Like...
Okay, she's in Vegas, and you as an introvert should understand this, Jesse/Boss Lee. I could see that being a very anxiety-inducing situation, because, it's a big deal. You're at a big conference or something, and now you have to meet people on the fly in person. There's a lot more pressure involved with that versus a YouTube channel where you can, make sure that everything you said is perfectly the way that you wanted to say it, or at least make sure that there's nothing that you're like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. You don't have that risk because you can change it before you put it up. So perhaps she was just very nervous or anxious.
Like, couldn't even pretend. Couldn't even put the YouTube personality in person. And I was like, girl!
So is Boss Lee the one that does all these affectations? Because it's pretty gross.
Now, since then, the actual person whose name I won't use, but we ended up chatting. I haven't talked to her in a few years, but we used to talk online pretty often. And I was like, you are super introverted. Super introverted.
That's like being uncomfortable in a situation like being in Vegas with a bunch of people that you're meeting for the first time. That's not super introverted. That's just introverted.
Said, yeah, I had to create an entire character or else I wasn't going to be able to sell. So for those of you who are trying to sell more, does that make sense? Like, this is a very valuable live that none of you are sharing, so shame on you for your sales. I feel bad for your bottom line of sales. All right, but
I mean, just because you're not getting any views or whatever doesn't mean that you should just be a total asshole and be all passive aggressive like that. But I'm sure that was Boss Lee, so it doesn't count that she was rude as fuck.
Some of you don't sell because your actual natural personality does not attract people. Your natural personality is...
I'm gonna hope that she didn't just straight up mean that the way that it sounded.
Maybe too quiet, right? Is a little...
I can see why Boss Lee might think that too quiet wouldn't be attractive, honey. That's so attractive.
Too slow. Jessie Lee's not slow mentally, but I'm not really like...
Okay.
I mean, I guess I am a go-getter, but like, not like Boss Lee. She's aggressive. She wants you to get in the link in the bio immediately. Like, she's gonna tell you that she only wants people that are interested in making 7 figures a year to DM me. You know, like, she's just a little, she's a spitfire or something, man. Like, she's a spitfire. She wild. She don't like excuses. Oh, the money? Shut up. All right, Jessie Lee would not be telling y'all to shut up, okay? She'd be, oh, let's talk, baby, it's okay. All right, like, I'm just telling you, it's two totally different people. It allows me to sell more. It allows me to recruit more. It allows me to lead people more directly, because Jessie Lee wants, it's okay, baby, I'll get it. Oh my God, your husband's cheating on you, and your kids got the runs, and, oh my. Jessie Lee wants to come over and save you. Boss Lee's like, what are you gonna do about it? Shut up. Boss up. Your husband's cheating on you? Leave him. Make some freaking money. Join a business. Why haven't you joined yet? Like, for real, it's actually embarrassing that you're sitting there and you're complaining about how you don't have money and you don't have this and you don't have resources and you're losing your house and you can't even afford your car payment and you haven't joined a business yet? It's a little embarrassing.
So I would probably just advise that you, I would get rid of this Boss Lee person. I mean, just generally, because she seems kind of toxic and just kind of lacks empathy. And I'd be willing to bet that this might have bitten her on the ass before, and it might also in the future. But that's just me. Like, what do I know about alter egos?
Now, Jessie Lee would never say that to you.
Yeah, well, I would ask, maybe Jessie Lee should talk to Boss Lee about why that is.
Alter ego's like, I'm literally over the excuses. Do you get the point? Like, it's completely different people. Jessie Lee's or Boss Lee's the closer. She just is.
No, she's just an asshole.
Okay? So, next you gotta figure out the personality of your alter ego, like I just kind of said. Like, Boss Lee is just a freaking closer.
What the fuck were we doing before?
She don't care about excuses. Like, what is your problem? Like, I'm over it. Are you gonna boss up? You gonna boss up? Like, Boss Lee, she out there, like, I don't care.
No, I'm not.
She'll leave you on red. She's aggressive. Okay? That's...
Ooh, I don't give a fuck.
The personality of my alter ego. My alter ego just doesn't care about excuses at all. At all. So she's super sized. She's bigger than life. She's just a more confident version of myself. She says the stuff I would never say. You know? She says the stuff I would never say. Like,
I think that's a bad trait of her, because that there's some that's kind of a good quality to have things that you might think but you don't say them, you know. I think it's called being polite.
I don't know how to say this. Whatever. I'm going to see somebody. Right? And I said to him, I'm just glad that you actually know Jessie Lee. And he's like, yeah, me too. Because it's two very different people. Don't fall in love with Boss Lee on the internet if you're a man. Please don't. Okay? Don't fall in love with Boss Lee on the internet because you're not going to get Boss Lee in a relationship.
Ladies, though, Boss Lee is available.
All right? So I'm larger than life and I'm unapologetic when I am Boss Lee. Which is precisely why people embrace me. All right, people really embrace that. All right, next, distinct image, right? Like, when Boss Lee comes out and she's got her full face of makeup on, Boss Lee likes leather, okay? Boss Lee wears the see-through shirts. Boss Lee wears...
Okay, so leather, I'm sorry to say, is over now. So, everybody, it's just, we're done. That just killed it. So, it's over. Also, I seem to remember, perhaps it was Jessie Lee was telling me something earlier about Boss Lee.
I don't know. I don't actually change how I physically look when I switch into Boss Lee, but the entire ad...
Okay.
Boss Lee wears the bigger jewelry. Boss Lee, you know what I'm talking about? Like, Boss Lee's on the stage, okay? I don't know. I don't actually change how I physically look when I switch into Boss Lee, but the entire... Wears the see-through shirts. Boss Lee wears the bigger jewelry. I don't actually change how I physically look when... Boss Lee, you know what I'm talking about? Like, Boss Lee's on the stage. I don't actually change how I physically look when... Okay? I don't actually change how I physically look when I switch into Boss Lee, but the... Boss Lee, you know what I'm talking about? Like, Boss Lee's on the stage, okay? Boss Lee's a whole vibe, my friends.
Okay, so I'm just a little bit confused there, because, so is there like a third alter ego here who doesn't know that you don't change your appearance or something? I'm lost. So do you or don't you change your physical appearance?
Okay, the high heels, the in your face, the red lip, the pink lip, the whatever. Okay, like that girl's crazy. We all know her. Okay.
But you don't change your physical appearance. How am I supposed to craft my alter ego if you're contradicting yourself?
That girl's crazy. We all know her. But there's a total distinct image. Jessie Lee's pretty chill. Jessie Lee likes leggings. Jessie Lee's got like the sweatpants on. Jessie Lee wears really natural makeup looks. Jessie Lee is just la 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 la. Boss Lee's gonna eat you alive. Okay? Like it's two different people. Is this starting to make sense to...
Do you know that it's possible for someone to like leggings and sweatpants and also like leather pants or whatever the hell? It might be possible for someone to like 5-inch heels and also like tennis shoes. Sneakers for those of you outside the Midwest. Sorry. Like, imagine liking two things and feeling like you have to make a separate personality out of it. Being like, wow, sometimes I like butter and sometimes I like margarine. I guess I'm just like, wow, I'm like two different people, you guys. I'm two different people. I'm two different people.
Some of you starting to make sense. Some of you now... It's almost like Boss Lee was birthed, right? This is a marketing thing. So I told you the story at the beginning of this live, so if you missed it, you can listen back. But like, oh my God. Like, my past was shifted in that moment when Boss Lee was created. It was like I saw...
The course of your life is very rarely shifted on one moment. Like, usually when people tell you that, that's usually the biggest load of bullshit. That's not how it works. It takes you some time to figure out like how you're going to respond to something.
Necessity. I saw that if I wanted to take my business to the next level, I needed to create somebody. It was like literally a phoenix moment. Like the boss was born. Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh, for the love of God. I can't.
You're not going to get Boss Lee in a relationship. I am a quiet little submissive sweet pea. Okay, that's Jessie Lee.
Too much information.
Boss Lee, I mean, we don't know her. Okay, we don't know her. That's all I have to say about it. But there was an ego, there was an alter ego built. There was an origin story. She had to come out. So some of you, you've got to let that side of you come out.
Okay, you don't just have main character syndrome. You have two main character syndrome.
Out when you're trying to close people, up your sales, etc. And here's the thing, ironically enough, I know y'all love Jessie Lee more. I know you do. You like me as a person more.
I don't super care for either of you because I kind of think that you might be the same person.
You like when I'm soft and you see me and my brother, like I put the carousel on Instagram today where my brother's hugging me and like kissing my forehead. You like when I'm with my puppy.
That's weird.
You like when I'm this. You like this. You like girl talk. You like
You, this woman is so self-obsessed. She could just talk and talk and talk about herself and like if she runs out of things to talk about with regard to herself, she just can make up another personality that's also her to talk about, I guess.
Like me just chatting with you. Okay, this is because this makes you feel safe. Because I'm a safe person. Jessie Lee is a safe person. Boss Lee, however, will make yo lil ass run a business. Okay? Okay?
Again, with the affectation.
Okay? Like, it's still me. It's just that side of me.
Right. See, that's the key portion here is it actually is still you. So actually the things that you do that are basic douchebaggery when you are Boss Lee, those are still you. So this actually doesn't excuse those actions.
Like you would never ask the question to Michael Jordan, well, why do you have to turn Air Jordan on?
That's a weird question, first of all. Second of all, yeah, you'd be surprised. He responds to almost none of my questions.
Is that an authentic version of Michael Jordan? Yeah, it's just the competitor who's gonna rip your skull off if you get in his way. Okay? Sasha Fierce is still Beyonce somewhere in there. She just suppresses it because Beyonce's gonna rip your face, or Sasha Fierce will rip your face off if she misses her routines.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if it's bad enough, either one of them would. But also, see, Beyonce has enough to fill two personalities, but you don't. That's the difference.
When she's on stage. You understand? Like, it's just when you need to put that side of you out and you're like, ooh, we gonna hurt some feelings. Okay? It's just different.
Okay, you're thinking of being on, which is a completely normal thing that everybody does. It's just where you're more aware of your behavior and you're just making sure that you're doing all the right things to project the image that you want to project. That's being on, but it doesn't mean that you have a whole separate person or that you act substantially, in opposition to your overall personality. It just means like you're on. Jesus Christ. And it also doesn't mean that you suddenly are supposed to start hurting people's feelings, okay? That's just being an asshole. Yeah, like that's just being a terrible person. So for the love of God. And also, how do you know the difference between Sasha Fierce and Beyonce? What are you guys tight?
It's like, all right, I got to put the leather pants on. I got to put the 5-inch heels on.
But she doesn't change her physical appearance.
I got to put the freaking lashes on, and I got to get to work. When I got to get to work, it is all Boss Lee. It is all Boss Lee. All right. Next, you kind of got to name them, right? So who's it going to be? Right? For me, it's Boss Lee, right? I don't know. I've given you all these examples of people with their alter egos. I don't think there's a single, top person in any kind of profession that doesn't have that person that comes out, right? I don't think it's possible.
Okay. They probably don't name it or think of it as a separate personality. They would probably just refer to it as being on.
That's just Like, you can look at all these football players too. Same thing. They've all got like somebody, like an
Yeah, I'm sure they all have separate names for them too.
animal that comes out on the field. This is very normal. It's just elevating the side that has to come out so then you can go back to your family. You can go be a normal person. You can just
Yeah, that's called being off.
chill, okay? And so I don't care what you name your alter ego. If you feel the need to if you're feeling like, dang, I think I need a flippin' alter ego, put alter ego in the chat. I'm just curious, okay? My outfits were hot. Yeah, thank you, okay? But look, you and the alter ego need to almost be completely opposite, like ultimate paradoxes. It's not even kidding. It's at the point where if you really, like, okay, hold on, let's just kind of check it out. If you've met me in person, will you put yes in the chat? Will you put yes in the chat if you have met me in person? Because I meet a lot of you guys. I'm always open to meeting you. I'll be in Canada tomorrow. I'm doing a meet and greet kind of thing at 12 o'clock noon in Toronto on Saturday for 4 hours, okay? There's like a lot of people coming. It's like a crazy, okay? So so there's several yeses. Am I loud in person or am I shy in person? You guys can just
Well, I mean, number one, it's pretty obvious the answer that you're looking for, and we've been over this. People are capable of acting in different ways depending on the situation and the factors involved. You actually don't have to act the same all the time.
the question. I don't need to answer it for you. What am I like in person when you meet me? Because you don't meet Boss Lee in person unless I'm on stage. You meet Jessie Lee right here. Real Brit official. You're so sweet in person. You have a gentle heart. You're awkwardly shy. Hey! You're so quiet. You're very shy. You're really shy. You're very quiet. Shy. Shy. I've met you. You're shy. I met you in New York. Guys, like, I'm not what you think I am unless you know Jessie Lee. I'm just telling you. I'm the little introvert who runs off to the side. It's a running joke amongst my friends because I'm so introverted. So like I go missing and people will go, where's Jessie Lee? And people will go, oh, she's off introverting. She's probably in a bedroom with the door closed. Ask anyone who I'm close with. It's like, I'm the last usually to get somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask anyone though, because this actually isn't that interesting. This is just you going on and on and on about yourself because you think that you're this much more interesting than other people, but we're actually not interested. We don't think it's interesting. So we're not really going to be asking people to verify this because who cares?
And then I'm usually the first to leave. Okay. When I'm there, I sneak off and I find places to just be with me. Okay, shy and reserved, chill vibes in person. Yeah, that's Jessie Lee. So the two different sides are so different. I created Boss Lee because I recognized, hear me on this, I recognized Jessie Lee was not going to drive a business. Jessie Lee was not going to be top rank. Jessie Lee was not going to figure out how to make millions of dollars a year. Jessie Lee was not.
Neither is Boss Lee, sweetheart.
Not going to be an investor. Jessie Lee was not going to ask to be on stages. Jessie Lee was not going to do any of that stuff. But I wanted that stuff, right? Like I wanted a successful business. I wanted to coach people. I wanted to be a top marketer. I wanted to be an influencer. I wanted to have people inspired by me. I wanted to have the podcast. I wanted to have the team. I wanted to be on the stages. But my personality could not. Jessie Lee's personality cannot. Is this resonating with anyone right now? Like, I think this is important.
No, it actually sounds like either A, you're being really self-deprecating and you're kind of selling yourself short, or B, you're probably in a field that is completely at odds with what you actually want. It's one or the other. I feel like it's probably the first one. but I feel like you're just being very hard on yourself.
And so Boss Lee came out. Like, I could be a mid-level achiever as Jessie Lee, but I could not do it as Jessie Lee. I had to make something larger than life, and that is why Boss Lee came out. She is so loud. She talks so fast. She is borderline mean sometimes. She is the closer. She will get on stages and tell you about yourself. Right? It's a completely different person than the come here.
Well, she sounds awful. Also, I don't know if you've heard this Jessie Lee lady talk about Boss Lee, but wow, really just obsessed. You know, really thinks that Boss Lee is very interesting, but she's really not.
Oh my God, come here, talk to me. Which is my real personality. Okay? I'm glad you guys are getting this. It's just totally different. It's just totally different.
Imagine going on and on like this about little facets of your personality. Like, it's super interesting.
And the last thing I will say, because I did order a steak, because Jessie Lee likes steak, and I wanted some steak tonight, I have another meeting to get to too, is don't feel bad about this. Okay? When you decide on your alter ego, don't...
I feel like the fact that you have an urge to feel bad about it, that's something to perhaps notice.
Don't feel bad about it. When people go, what are you doing? Why are you doing this on the internet? Why are you posting photos like that? Why do you feel the need to stand out? Let me be the one to tell you why you need to stand out. Because people that stand out are the ones who win. Okay?
Or perhaps it's just people stand out because they won. And that kind of, number one, elevates them in visibility and perhaps makes them a little more confident. So, I don't know, maybe it's correlation, not causation.
Period. Loud, vivacious, energetic, all of this stuff. It doesn't be loud energy. It can be just big energy. Big, soothing energy is still big energy. Okay? They will crush and dominate everybody.
No, it's more of... because they are so loud, you know about it when they're succeeding. I mean, personally, I don't have any desire to crush and or dominate anybody. Like that, I just think that's a really like toxic, not cool kind of goal to have. Like, I want to be successful and I want other people to also be successful. Like, I don't want to crush anybody. Well, maybe bad people, but I don't want, like, that's not my goal. That's not my goal to crush people. My goal is just to, you know, be successful. But my point is that when someone who's loud and vivacious is successful, you're going to know about it because they're just generally a very visible person about anything. Whereas when someone who is very reserved is successful, they're not really going to tell you about it and you're not going to hear about it. So that's why it probably seems like everyone who is successful is very loud. But it's just, how would you know when someone who is more reserved is successful? Well, you wouldn't unless you're very close with them. That's called a dark horse.
And I will tell you, when you're in that mood to create content in your alter ego, batch a ton of content.
I feel like this is just what you do after you've done a bunch of blow.
Okay? Like when I'm feeling like a badass boss. Is when
See what I mean?
Boss Lee goes and gets the phones and makes a ton of content, makes a ton of videos, goes live, has photo shoots. You think Jessie Lee can do a photo shoot? Jessie Lee's poses in a photo shoot would be like, probably like hiding my body, probably, I don't even know. When Boss Lee comes out, I'm like, yeah, let's kill him. Let's kill him, let's hit it, let's go. Let me just like, Okay, I don't do that in real life, people. I don't
Okay, but you do.
do that in real life. My TikTok personality, like, it's whatever. I think you're understanding my point.
Is she gonna cry?
Don't feel bad about it. Be your alter ego, and you can also post as your normal personality. As you guys see, you see my real.
So if you want to be successful, you just need to create a version of yourself that is, as she said, the exact opposite of your real personality. And like, you can still post as your real self, but most of the time you want to be posting as the exact opposite of yourself. So congratulations on your new business.
Jessie Lee every single day too, but I also know that the posts that convert and the girl in the inbox that's closing you is Boss Lee. So I hope you find that useful. Like I said, I have a steak waiting for me, so I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you don't already follow me everywhere, make sure you hit the follow button. On Instagram, follow, TikTok, follow, Facebook, follow, YouTube, share and subscribe. And there is a big share contest going over on Facebook, so make sure you click the share button. You can share it as many times as you want to. On Saturday, we'll...
Why do I feel like it's not like a drag contest? Like a share drag contest. I just know it.
a huge giveaway. So love you and appreciate you, and I will talk to you guys.
See, and another huge giveaway because no one wants to watch you talk about you and your alter ego for like however long this was.
Later. Ciao.
Ugh. How anyone can just go on and on talking about like the most mundane aspects of your personality and like really not even saying anything the entire time, it just on and is beyond me. Like how you can be that self-obsessed and never have a single moment of clarity of, wow, I've been talking about really boring, really mundane aspects of my personality for like a good 20 minutes here. Maybe these people aren't interested. I guess that never crosses whichever one of her that was is mind. So that was I gotta say that was just not the most helpful thing, but I guess I'll start working on crafting my alter ego, you guys. Ugh, sounds like it's gonna be a lot of hard work. Max sure loves to complain. I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye!